So let's look at how that really works. If I am the up house, let's see, here's the up house, and it can just move around. Right now, it's sitting right here at the top of Paradise Falls, and let's say that it tries to fly off. And so let's see, right now it is sitting at zero height. And we want it to fly off, but it's gotten so heavy because all of the balloons have popped, so it's not very light anymore. We need it to fly off, so we have it lose some weight. So we take some weight off. So let's say we take away, let's say we subtract negative 8. Once we subtract negative 8, the balloon is going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So what just happened there? 0 minus negative 8 equals 8. We started at 0 right here. That is the starting point. So the first number is always just going to be the starting point. The second number is going to be the distance traveled. In this case, it went 8 spaces from the starting point. Distance traveled. I feel like there's 2 L's in traveled. I don't know. I might have misspelled traveled. And then it went up. It went up 8 spaces. And so now it is at 8. So the last number is the finishing point, like the end point. And then the thing that we use to determine whether it's going up or down, well, we're going to talk about that more in a minute. So let's say now, so he's flying along. He's at number 8. So his starting point now is at 8. See that? So he's starting at 8, and this time he adds some more balloons. So now we get some balloons happening. So he adds some balloons, and let's say he adds, he adds five positives. And so now it's going to go, because he added positives, it's also going to go up. So he's going to go up 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And where is his finishing point? His finishing point is at, we can see it. Let's see. I'm going to use a different thing to highlight here. What color should we use to highlight? Let's see. Before his finishing point was at 8. Now his finishing point is at 13. So 8 plus 5 is 13. If you put that into a calculator, you will find out that that is the correct amount. Or if you just count it on your fingers. Okay, so then the next thing that happens is that they see Kevin, the bird, running around down at the bottom, and they want to rescue him. So they drop down a rope maybe, and they pick up Kevin. And Kevin's a little bit heavier, and so they try to fly off, but because Kevin weighs so much, I guess I don't want to carry it. Oh, I'm carrying the purple line with me. I'm not sure why that's happening. Let's see. Let's get rid of this purple line here. We'll do a new purple line right there. And then, so they try to add Kevin, and let's say Kevin weighs, so right now they're flying around. They haven't dropped down at all yet. They are still at positive 13. They're way up in the air. I should make these positives. They're at positive 13, but then they try to get Kevin, and let's say Kevin weighs something, so they send on a rope and they grab Kevin, and so let's say Kevin weighs, let's say Kevin's pretty heavy. Let's say Kevin weighs plus, he weighs something, so he's a weight, so he's a negative number plus negative 20. Oh my goodness. So what that's going to do is that's going to make them go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Now they're back to 0, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. They are now below zero. So they've gone over the edge of the cliff and they're sort of diving down over the waterfall there. So they started at 13 and now they've dropped all the way down here. And so what is their finishing point where they're sitting? Their finishing point, they started at -13, but their ending point is at, let's draw a line all the way across -7. They've dropped all the way down to -7. So this is their new starting point is -7. And that is because they added negatives. So they're starting to go down and then so Kevin brings them down to about this level. And then along comes, I forget his name, the great discoverer guy, who turns out to be crazy. So then he comes along and he, I don't know, sends his dogs out and his dogs' airplanes fly over and pop some balloons or something on the house. And so once the balloons pop, they're starting at -7, but now they are going to subtract. Let's say they subtract 4 balloons. So they're going to subtract 4 positives, and so that is going to bring them down 1. Let's see, oops. 1. Oh, I have the purple line in there again. I don't want the purple line moving with me. All right, let's see. I'm going to cut this out. I'm going to erase the purple line, and then I'm going to have them go up. I'm going to have this go up 1 so I can get rid of the purple line. I'm going to redraw my purple line. I think it's nice to have these lines just to show where we ended up. But let's see, we were there. We're going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, right? When you pop the balloons, it makes it go down. So this represents, going down this far, represents -7 minus -4. And where did we end up this time? We were at -7. I'm sorry, not minus -4, -4. And so now we are at -11. So that is equal to -11. And that is the finishing point, -11. So the things that I notice here, I'm going to write all of these equations out, and we're going to just take some quick notes on these. Things to notice here are, let's see, I'm going to try to include some of the things that I'm supposed to include, some of the lines. And I'm also going to try to color code my arrows here so that if you come back and you look at this later, that you'll recognize, okay, so here is, let's see, I like to go in sort of a rainbowy order, so I'm going to start here. So this first line that we did is represented by this equation. The next line that we did was this one, was represented by this equation, right? That's 8 plus 5. The next line that we did was represented by this equation. The next line we did went down here. This is 13 plus -20. And then the last one that we did was this line. And that represents that math problem.